The fate of Bradley Manning could be determined as soon as tomorrow. Army Judge Denise Lind heard closing arguments today against the WikiLeaker. This was the government's last chance to explain why the 25-year-old Army private first class should spend the rest of his life behind bars. RT correspondent Liz Wahl is in Fort Meade, Maryland with the latest. Hi there, Liz. So what was the prosecution's closing argument today?
Hi, Megan. Yes, today we heard closing arguments in the sentencing phase of this case. So this trial is winding down. Captain Joe Morrow delivered the prosecution's argument, and he asked that Manning, basically they asked for no mercy for Manning. 60 years at least is the minimum that the government is asking for. They're asking Manning to pay a U.S. fine of $100,000 and to be dishonorably discharged from the military. Clearly, from what we heard today, the U.S. does not take this case lightly at all, and they're definitely making that clear. They said today he created a great risk of harm to national security due to the volume, and this is something they brought up, they really wanted to highlight, due to the volume of the information that he disclosed. Captain Morrow said, quote, "Every day on the SIPRnet was another day to stick his finger in the eye of the classification system." Now, in this hearing, the sentencing phase of the hearing, we heard a lot of testimony, very emotional testimony about Manning's dysfunctional and upbringing. And today, the government said they tried to downplay these mental health issues that Manning may have been suffering from at the time that he leaked hundreds of thousands of classified information. They said, Captain Morrow said that there were other gay people in the unit and that he was open about it, and people were open with him about it. This is according to the government, at least today. So trying to downplay the fact that he may have been lonely and had nobody else that he could have reached out to at the time, and that he was suffering mentally, and that could have led to some of the decisions. The defense today, what we heard from Coombs is said, I just said that the government is showing no mercy, and this is something that Coombs opened up right away and said, the argument by the government today is interested in one thing and one thing only, and that is punishment. And Coombs said that the judge should take several things into consideration when they do deliver this sentence. And one of those things is Manning's age. He was 21 years old at the time when he was deployed in Iraq, had limited experience. He cited failures of his superiors to act, to step in and notice red flags that Manning perhaps was in an unstable emotional state, and somebody should have stepped in and helped him, and he should not have continued to be in the position that he was in at the time as an intelligence analyst working with classified information. They also said that, you know what, the information that Manning leaked wasn't all that destructive. If anything, was temporary in nature, and that any long-term damaging impacts to the United States is speculative at best, according to Coombs. He also said that Manning, he's accepted responsibility, he's accepted guilt. And another thing that Coombs really focused on today was rehabilitation. He said he has proven that he is an excellent candidate to be rehabilitated. Another interesting thing that Coombs did today to kind of put this into perspective, to put this sentence into perspective, is he showed photos throughout the decade, started with a photo of man walking on the moon and other things that happened, significant events throughout history, Roe versus Wade, movies that were blockbuster hits showing that this is how long 60 years, trying to really put it into perspective. He said by the time that this information that was leaked becomes declassified, that the government still wants Manning to rot in jail. And Coombs says that is not fair. So today, Coombs really trying to ask the judge to take several of these factors into consideration so that in delivering a fair sentence for Manning.
Very interesting. And as we heard, the sentence could come down as soon as tomorrow. We expect you'll be there reporting back for us. RT correspondent Liz Wahl out in the field in Fort Meade, Maryland. Thank you so much.